guys, what's up? It's Darkmech here with a quick guide today on my UI, setting yours up to look that way. I had a lot of requests for this over the course of the challenge mode guides, and I did package my UI and I was going to upload it, but I've never actually done it before. I'm a little bit hesitant in case I fuck all of your UIs out there if you try to use it. So I thought I'd just make a quick guide on setting mine up, how to do it with ElvUI, and then you can just take your own things you want from that. So all the add-ons you need are in the description, so download them and we'll get straight into it now. When you install ElvUI and you log in for the first time, you're going to get this install window when you log in. So we're just going to go through that right now. So you'll just, you guys can read all through this stuff if you want, but we're just going to click all the way through this and get it finished. And once you hit the end, you hit finish, it will reload your UI, and then we'll get stuck into it now. ElvUI can be a little bit dicky, but it is really worth sticking out. It's a fantastic UI, and I absolutely love it. So getting straight into it, guys, you'll see that we have two chat windows from setting up ElvUI. Now I only like one, you like two, you can leave two, but in order to get to what I have, we're going to get rid of this right chat window. So what we're going to do is, my SCADA frames are locked, sorry, but we're just going to right click on this loot and trade one. We're going to hit close window, which is going to get rid of that. We're going to go to this C up here, which opens the configurator for ElvUI. We're going to go to chat. We're going to go to the panel backdrop, and we're going to drop down, and we're going to go left only. That's going to get rid of that. We're going to click on this little white arrow over here. It's going to get rid of that panel. So now that panel is gone, and we're just going to change the chat box size. So if you just scroll down, you'll see panel height. Now I'm just going to give you all my measurements here, guys. Again, you can do whatever you want with it, but I'm just going to give you mine. So 200 by 480, and that is how my chat window looks. Now you want to add any extra channels to it. As you can see in my videos, I've got BattleNet or Real ID or Whispers and Guild. Just right click on general, go down to create new window, type in the new window you want, say it's Guild, right click on the Guild once it is, settings, and just untick everything else that you want, and now Guild chat will show up in that window. Okay, so that is the chat box done. Now I should also mention while I am here, these data text down here. If you go back to configuration and you go to data text here, you can see on the left chat panel we've got system, durability, and the time. Now you can make these whatever you want just off these scroll downs here, okay? So again, whatever your preference is. Next, I'm going to show you guys how to set up my how I set up my target and my player frames. So these are it down here, as you can see, the default at the moment, grey health down the bottom, no pictures, anything like that. And this is probably one of the biggest requests that I get is my portraits. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. So we're going to go to config again. We're going to go to toggle anchors. We're going to get them in position first. So let's go to player frame. So what I've got with my player frame is I've got X at -300, I've got Y at 300, my target frame X is just 300, and Y again is 300 also. So if I go to lock, you can now see that my target and my player frames are exactly where I want them, as they are in my videos. So now I'm going to go and show you guys the big one, how to change the health color and how to add the portraits. So let's go to unit frames, let's go to the drop down and we go to player frame. Now, as you can see, this is grey still. I'm going to go to health on this drop down, which is already selected. I'm going to go to coloring, and I'm going to change this health color here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this. I'm going to go and make it green, whatever green you guys want. You can dick around with it for ages. And now I have changed all my health colors to green. Next, what I'm going to do, guys, is add the portrait. So if I go back to this player frame, across to here, and I go down to portrait, and I'm going to hit enable. Now you can change the width and things like that in regards if you want to leave your portrait like that, but the big one, the one that I really like and the one that everybody always asks me about, is how do you get it as the whole thing behind it. What you're going to do is you're going to click overlay, and as you can see, that is going to put the portrait behind the whole health bar. Now for my camera distance, guys, I use 1.02. Really not going to make any difference, but that's just what I found when I was setting it up, and that's what I like, so that's what I've stuck with. Now we're just going to change the width and the height to make them, well, for me, what I like. So I'm just having a look at my notes here, sorry, to figure out what I put them as. So 310 for width and 76 for height. So now you're going to have to do that again on your target frame as well. So down to portrait, enable overlay, and I'm just going to fix my camera distance to that. Then up to width, 310 and 76 for height. And that is it. So now I've got my target frame and my player portrait all set up the way that I like them. You want to change the names or anything like that in those guys, it's just in the drop downs as well. Player frames, you go down to name and you can type in whatever name you want. So just in here you can type in whatever you want. You can change the fonts, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into that with you now. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, what a lot of people like, is the status bars that come above the portrait frame. So your shield wall time, your last stand, your shield block. Now that's actually built into LVY. You don't really need to do anything for that. What it is, if you ever want to change it, is aura bars. So you want to just make sure that aura bars is enabled, and you will get those timers, the status bar timers, above your player portrait frames in LVY. I have them on mine. I have them actually deselected on the target frames. The reason being is I have all the debuffs. I don't just have my debuffs showing. I have it so all friendly debuffs show on there as well. And with the status scrolls, it takes up like half my screen and I can't see shit. So I just have the icons there above the target frames. But again, guys, it's all preference, whatever you want to do. So that is pretty much it for the player frames, how to change the health colors and set it up like that. I'm now going to show you guys how I set up my action bars, but again, it's highly up to you how you want to run your action bars, but I'll go through it with you now anyway. Okay, so what I've done, guys, is I've just gone and set them up just because it would have taken too long doing it all manually. I'm just going to go through all the settings that I use for them. So you can see I've got my Omen meter here. I've got all my map icons just in this one here. So I've gone and pulled Omen out. So this is the position I have Omen in. A lot of people ask me what these were, thinking they would tell me when or weak auras. They're just literally bars, guys. As I was going to talk about with the action bars, you get 6 bars with LVI. If you need more, there's a plugin you can download, Blaze Flak. It'll be on the LVI site. I'm going to put that in the description, and you'll get 4 extra action bars. And I'm using 2 of them. So I'm using 8 bars all up. The reason I use bars here, guys, is because I can drag things in and out. For me, that just makes life easier than having to set up tell me when or something like that whenever I want to change something. So again, it's completely personalized to whatever you want, but this is how I run it. So going to my toggles, you can see I've got 1, 2, 3 bars down the bottom, 4, 5, bar 9 here, and 6 and 10 in the middle. I don't know where the fuck the other bars are, they're not enabled. But just to give you a look, my bar under my player frames here, bar 9, is at, I'll just put the numbers down here, but X is negative 312, Y is 216. My bar 4 is X minus 139, Y is 104. Bar 5 is X 132 and Y is 104. And then I've just got 1, 2, and 3 at 0, 4, 0, 38, and 0, 71. So that is the bar configuration that I run for that. Bar 8's there and not enabled. Bar 7's there, not enabled. Bar 6, my 2 bars in the middle. So bar 10 is 0, 306. And my bar 6, if I can get to it, is X0 and Y 346. Now just into some of those settings, you can see I've got the 4 buttons selected. If you want to make more buttons and things like that, I realized I haven't kind of shown you guys that, but if I wanted to make more than, say, 4 buttons be in it, all I have to do is just extend this across to 12, or if I wanted them to go up or down or something like that, I can just change this buttons per row. So it's highly flexible and it is really easy to use. You can see down on this bar 9 here, it's actually bigger than these ones here, and all I've done for that, if I go to bar 9, is I have just changed the button size to 50. So again, you can make the button sizes whatever you want, guys. It really is an amazing UI, and that's the way that I found best to do. With my stance bar, I just always have it in the middle here. Not that I ever be clicking stances anyway, but it is a fantastic UI, guy, and that is pretty much all I can really tell you on setting mine up. That is how I do it. That is what it looks like in the end, and as I said, I can just drag things in and out wherever I want. I find that easier than tell me when. I use weak auras pretty much only on my monk. so that is it, guys. I hope that does help. I will possibly look at putting the package up so you don't have to go through this. I just really didn't want to fuck anyone's UI up by taking that chance. But if there is enough requests for it, I will do it. But thank you very much for watching. I hope there's some things in there that you like that you can put to your own UI. And thanks very much for tuning in, guys, and have fun. Cheers.